Yeah.
So the story of Hugh Glass that the Revenant is based on is apparently even more ridiculous than what you saw there, because before he did, so a lot of that's like shifted around. The Indian son thing, I think that's all horse shit, and like them hurting his son, so therefore is of course all horse shit. But before any of that had happened, he had been kidnapped by pirates on the sea and was like a prisoner on their ship, and then that ship shipwrecked. Like and him and his buddy make it ashore, and they are taken captive by Indians, some awful tribe, I don't remember which, that are like fucking cannibals. And so they torture his friend to death by taking pine, like strips of pine wood and stabbing it into his body all over and lighting them afire, which sounded like resinous pine needles or something. And they burn him alive, essentially. And then they go to burn him alive, and he like produces, I don't remember what color it was, but like some green dye or blue dye. Like he's like, oh, I've got this. And they're so blown away by green dye, I guess, that they were like, do you want to marry my daughter? And so he marries the chief's daughter. And I always thought, like, dude, why didn't you pull out that green dye before they burnt your boy alive and be like, yeah, we're a tag team. We make the dye together. like,
we're the dye boys.
We're the dye boys.
I mean, it was probably a smart move where he's like, well, there's only one daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up marrying the chief's daughter, and like that all happened before the bear attack.
But he wasn't a diamond, and so the chief was undoubtedly like, now that you have married my daughter, you will return to the white man and bring back many green dye packets. And he's like, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So much green dye.
Dude, first abs. Yes. Gotta go back to England though, because it's all there. Like, like that is surprising. Like, I guess dye would have been mind blowing back in the day because they were
certain
like
colors, because
they had indigo. I've watched the History Channel. Indigo.
Yeah, depending on like where you live in the world, you had like there were some colors you just wouldn't have been able to do, right? Like I don't know what makes blue and green and yellow and purple, but there's some colors that they just didn't have, and this was blowing their minds.
Yeah, just what's available to you around you. Like I saw a thing on like probably Reddit or whatever. It was like up until like however many years ago, the ability to eat like a pineapple, a banana, and an apple in the same day would be physically impossible.
Yeah.
You'd have to like have
be able to go around the world.
Yeah, we forget like how absurd the king of a great country a couple hundred years ago could not have made such a thing happen. He couldn't have sent his fastest ships out and like they'd have had to chip ice from somewhere and like have pineapples on ice on ships for weeks and weeks.
If like the king of France was like, I want some apples, they'd be like, okay, well, we're in France.
Year. Right?
We scoured the kingdom. They're not here. Well, I guess. Well, how about next? I hear next season's the year 1409. That's when the apple. They got this new one called Red Delicious, not mealy, not shitty. Like,
yeah, you couldn't do it. Oh, that's the other thing, of course. Like the pineapple of then was probably some fucking ball sack of a fruit you wouldn't want to eat anywhere.
Yeah, bananas had seeds in them. Blech.
Yeah.
Terrible. I wouldn't eat.
Like Woody told us that the reason that banana candy tastes nothing like banana to us is because that kind of banana went extinct at some point, and they just kept making banana taste like that. And we've been eating some bootleg banana that's some shittier, milder tasting banana. I was talking about scalping, because I think scalping is one of the most hardcore things in all of history. Like the idea of the way the American savages would scalp people. And I guess you've got a thing here because we were talking about it. I didn't know Let me read this, Zach. I'm curious.
Native Americans. Say savages?
Yeah, American savages. That's how they prefer to be called. That's the new thing. Native Americans in the Southeast.
I got to get caught up then, I guess.
Yeah, you get woke, bro.
I'm behind now.
Clearly, you're sleeping on this. Achieve the status of warrior and to placate the spirits of the dead. While most members of the Northwestern tribes valued the taking of captives over scalps, among Plains Indian scalps were taken for war honors, often from live victims. Yeah, see, they would scalp you fucking alive. And these people would be, I've seen people who like healed from it, and it's gruesome. It's gruesome. That would be one of the worst ways to die, is getting scalped and like shot with one of those shit-covered arrows and left to die on the plains. Oof. Is that a real scalp? Oh no.
Remember, you were saying something before the podcast. What was it? You were talking about Native American. The word you said they had a stick. They had a particular stick.
Oh, the cool stick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about how I was fascinated with. Zach, what are the? It might be 5 things or 3 things. I can't remember. What are the different things that an Indian has to do to like achieve the rank of like war chief, or you have to like lead a war band. And to like maybe win, be successful, you have to steal horses from the enemy, and one of the things you have to count coup on an enemy, and counting coup means riding up or running up and not killing your enemy but slapping him, like giving him a humiliation slap in the face or in the head. And one of the ways they would do it, Zach told me earlier, was that they had something called a coup stick, and I gotta see what a fucking coup stick is, because this is a stick made for one purpose. This is to ride up, slap the enemy in the face and be like, haha, and ride away to show how much of a badass you are.
It's interesting. It looks like a dream catcher.
Yeah. Are you sure?
I like how they're like, yeah, same thing. No, everything. That's everything. That's also the fork.
Is this a genuine coup stick, Zach? Or one of those Korean knockoffs? Okay. All right.
You know what's interesting is like one tribe and meeting another tribe, and they're like, yo, we just disrespected this other tribe over there. And it's like, yo, what'd you do to them? It's like, yo, they weren't looking. I ran up and slapped the back of his head and got away untouched. And they're like, what? And they're like, yeah, why? What do you do when you disrespect someone? They're like, we scalp them. We take the skin off their head and keep it for 100 years.
For 100 years. Have you ever seen Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins? It's kind of a romance.
No. I could rewatch that. It's actually been that long. It's been a long time.
So there's a
That's a coup stick.
That's okay.
That's pretty bad.
That coup stick is also his scalping stick.
Yeah.
I'm getting that.
Is that just a stick or is that a bone too?
You know,
I don't know. It would make it creepier.
I'm not a person that's like necessarily like, oh, there's spirits all around us or ghosts, but I'm not like against it either. Maybe, who knows?
Come on.
I will say though, you bring that stick into your house, shit's gonna haunt you.